Hello. This is our second segment of Just Daphne, and this conversation is very important to me. We're going to talk about what is a woman? Some people say, lady, you're such a woman, but we're going to talk about these components because it breaks my heart as I am watching females, just the way that they're carrying themselves. And I know we all grew up with different circumstances, different backgrounds. And it all stems from choices that were made, whether it was from our parents, whether it was from our grandparents. So I think it's really time for us to get that term, I am a woman, back. And this has nothing to do with the LGBTQIA population. I am speaking as a woman. So rule number one, we are going to talk about hygiene and heavy on the hygiene. For one, I'm a teacher and I'm around a lot of women. I'm around a lot of children. So I am going to take you step by step because there is some type of disconnect when it comes to hygiene. So when you wake up in the morning, you have on your pajamas, you may have on your bonnet. You're going to go into the bathroom and you're going to brush your teeth. You're going to brush your teeth for 2 minutes. You're going to floss. You're going to rinse. Whatever you choose to use, peroxide, baking soda, do something. Okay? Taking a shower. All right? When we take a shower, we are women. We have different bodily fluids and secretions. Some of us work on jobs where we're sitting down most of the day. Our butt is smashed in the seat and the bodily fluids are like marinating. And we have to wash appropriately. So as an adult, I have learned that you don't use the same soap that you would use on your body as in your private area. So when I say that, it's like in my body, I use Dove. I use Dove to wash myself up. I wash every inch of my body, my neck, behind my ears, inside my belly button. I wash my legs, my back, my feet, in between my toes, right? But I use Vagisil to wash my private area. So it's in a purple bottle. It's for pH. I wash my private area totally different. I don't use Dove for my private area. Okay. So now we're talking about me getting out the shower. I'm drying off. I am going to apply first thing deodorant. Okay. I'm going to put my arm up and put it under my whole underarm. All right. Under my underarm, there should be no hair. Like when I put on deodorant, there shouldn't be little white balls hanging from my underarm. Like we're women, we're supposed to keep our underarm shaved. And, when it comes to your private area, you may want to wax, you may want to shave, but do something. And if you do shave, try to find something so you won't get razor bumps. Now, when I became a woman, in my 20s, I've realized this little crease here in between my breasts begin to have a smell. And my V on the sides begin to have a smell. So I apply deodorant in between my chest, under my breast, and in between my V. A lot of times I have been smelling women where they smell like underarms, but it's not their underarms. Again, we're females. Our hormones are we have so many hormones. And I use natural deodorant. I use something called Life Doesn't Stink, which is really good. I work out. I sweat a lot. I do not stink. I use it under my underarms, in between my breasts, and in my V. Let's talk about our buttocks. Our buttocks. You can use a cornstarch powder or something because we definitely are sweating in between our buttocks. Even if you don't have a big butt, you are sweating back there. So you need to put something back there to keep yourself cool and not moist. All right. Now we're going to talk about vaginal hygiene. All right. Let me take a deep breath because this is very important. There is something called bacterial vaginosis. It makes your private area smell like trash truck juice or fish. Normally, this comes from you allowing men to ejaculate inside of you and you're not cleaning yourself properly. When you go to the doctors, they may say your pH is off. Yes, your pH is off because it's mixing with someone's sperm and you need to clean yourself. Now, sometimes men are dumping in a lot of people. So not only are you taking in his bodily fluid, you're taking in the woman he just slept with 2 hours ago bodily fluid. With bacterial vaginosis, you definitely need to go to the doctors. However, to prevent this, let's go back to sitting in the tub. So we're not putting Bath and Body Works or all those fancy soaps in the tub. You're going to put a little bit of vinegar, and you're going to put some hot water, and you're going to soak. As women, we need to be soaking in the tub at least once a week. Like, we have a lot of secretions and just sweat everywhere. We have a lot going on with our bodies. So that's what we need to do. All the Yanni pearls and all of that, I'm not going to touch on that, although I use them because there are different body types, and a lot of you guys have a lot going on, like just from childbirth and fibroids and different things. So I don't want to give you the wrong information, but the information I do want to give, if you smell like fish or trash truck juice, you should not be going out in the club. You should not be outside. In fact, when you go to the doctors and they give you whatever, stay in the house for those 7 days. Also, yeast infections. So a lot of women don't like to wear underwear or traditional underwear. Make sure it has that cotton piece in there to prevent a yeast infection. Okay. Now let's talk about like when you're out. So I don't drink anymore, but I noticed when I was drinking, alcohol leaves like a bad taste in your mouth. So when you're out, even if you don't drink, because artificial juice leaves this it's like a smell in your mouth. Always carry mints. Women should always have a pack of mints in their bag. Like if you smoke cigarettes and just different things, you should always just have a mint. And if you're out every hour, pop a mint in your mouth. It's just the way you carry yourself. No one should smell you. No one should be offended by your smells. All right. Okay, now we're off of hygiene. We're going to talk about how we show up. Now, women, we have different job titles. For me, I was a teacher. We have some people who they're the first face that you see when they're representing a company. We have some people who clean up, they're janitors. We have gym teachers. We have all these variety of careers. Dress the part. Okay, and I'm just going to use teaching for an example. Like today, I have on a skirt. It's tight. My skirt is tight. So this is not a skirt that I would wear to work because first off, I'm teaching little kids. Little kids, they have these curious minds and they're exposed to way too much than they should be. I'm not going to be walking around, switching around with a tight skirt on. So yes, I have worn evening gowns to work because I just overdress all the time. It's your preference, but at least look like what you are or where you're headed to. All right. It's summertime. You can have the baddest body or there are some areas you would like to work on. Let's be very mindful on what we're wearing. And we have to ask ourselves, are we wearing this for attention or is this something that we really want to wear? We're comfortable with it. If you have a lot going on, I don't think we should wear it out. Wear it out. I always wonder why my grandma used to wear a girdle. My grandma was pretty small, but she wore a girdle every day. There's nothing wrong with wearing a shaper. My stomach, even though I have one child, she ripped my stomach up. I have a stretch mark stomach. So I wear a shaper because when I wear certain clothes, I just don't want my stomach to shake, which is my personal preference. But I just when it comes to women, it's how you show up. If you're doing a job where you're running around, you need sneakers and all that stuff, that's fine. Just dress the part on what you're supposed to be doing. Respect. Can we please stop cursing in front of elderly people? I mean, cursing, I just think cursing is just nasty anyway. Even when I curse, I feel so bad now. It's just God, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to say that. We're outside. We're on FaceTime, cursing up a storm. We have the phone on speaker outside, but we're by ourselves. Why are we talking on speakerphone and letting everybody know our business? And we are women. We are gentle. We are feminine. We're not men. We shouldn't be loud. And I'm not saying, walk around and you're talking so quiet, but it's we're not men. Let them be loud. Let them do their thing. We shouldn't be, walking around loud. We should be showing up as women because we want to be treated a certain kind of way. And it's like we get treated how we present ourselves and how we treat ourselves. Sometimes we disrespect ourselves. I was just talking to the young men out there and he asked me about women who walk around naked in front of their children. Now, because I have a daughter, is like I really didn't see anything wrong with the way I walk around with barely anything on. But if I had a son, I don't think I would walk around him naked, and vice versa. I don't think a dad should walk around naked around their daughter. And these are just things that you learn along the way. I don't want y'all to think like, oh my God, she thinks she's so perfect. She's an only child. She grew up like this. She grew up like that. No, it was learning, because even though my mom and my grandma taught me these things, when I got out into the world, it was things that I did where I look back and I'm like, why did I wear that? Like barely wearing anything, looking half naked, being loud in the street. And everybody know that's definitely not me, but just being loud in the street and just saying anything out of my mouth. All right. Now let's talk about communication. As far as communicating, we just seen an episode with me and my cousin. So it's like the way you speak to people. Like me and my cousin, even when we talked about us not speaking, you didn't hear us cursing. You didn't hear us like saying certain things that didn't align with what season we're in, if that makes sense. So we're in a certain season where we're presenting ourselves because we're preparing for the next season. Your communication. And that's all I'm going to say. Communication. Talk to people how you want to be talked to. If you're going through something, you might need to take 5. You need to learn to communicate like a woman. I know there are some slangs that people use, and I want to touch on this slang right here because it really bothers me. And me and my students, we have actual meetings about this. I am a 44-year-old woman. Please don't call me bro. I am not a bro. Bro is short for brother. I think the men, let's let the men have that bro thing. Stop calling your children bro, because in return they call you bro. Your child shouldn't be calling you bro, and vice versa. Don't call me bro, please. I'm a woman. I'm a woman. I'm trying to make sure that I don't forget anything. Let's talk about choices, okay? As women, we are nurturers by nature. And sometimes I believe we just allow the ways of the world to get into our system and we just start acting how everyone else is acting. For instance, I'm over 40. If you guys walk in somewhere and you see me dancing on a couch or twerking like just out in public, that's a choice. That's not a good choice for me, right? And then we talk about the mates that we choose. So as a woman, we have to begin to choose the mate that matches us, if that makes sense. Like when I think back to the people that I entertain, and I always say in my mind, if that was now, I would say, what on me made you think that I would talk to you? And not that they are beneath me or anything, but sometimes it's like, what is on me that would make him think that we're like a match? So we have to begin to work on our inner, because your inner, all that's nasty inner is starting to spill out. No matter how you dress, no matter what you have on, all these designer things, once you open your mouth, it's like, wow, that's not a lady. That's not a woman. So we have to stop looking at what's out now, what is popular now. Our life is not the culture. And then we can code switch. Like if I'm with my cousins in a private setting, I might listen to a certain kind of music and dance a certain kind of way. To this day, my male cousins, they can't say that they ever see me like twerk or like just do certain dances. I don't do them around my male cousins just because I have a certain respect for them. Even when I was smoking weed, my cousins that were older than me, they never saw me smoke weed. My cousin said that to me. She said, Daphne, me and dude was just saying we never saw you smoke weed. It's like, it's okay to do your thing. I'm not judging anything you do, but it's just how you carry it and how you do things and how you present yourself in front of other people. Like, my mom she just taught me certain things and just the way I talk and just not to be so hard. And even with my cousin, she's saying like she grew up, she had certain things about herself, but she's working on it. So let's start to identify the things we're working on. Even with me, it's like, yes, I dress a certain way, I present myself a certain way, but there are things that I'm working on. Like cursing is definitely one of the things that I'm working on, because when I look at cursing, it's just like, it leaves a nasty taste in my mouth. And I don't want to attract a mate that's not for me because I'm acting a certain kind of way, if that makes sense. I have to say this because I touched on it, but I didn't. Pajamas and bonnets are for the house, and like furry slippers, that's for inside the house. So when you think about pajamas, let's think about this. You sleep in your pajamas. So when you wake up, that's the same thing that you slept in. Remember earlier, I talked about us as women, we have a lot of hormones. We sweat in a lot of places. So it almost looks like we didn't even do the whole bathroom routine. We just got up and then we came outside. When did we as women start walking outside with pajamas and bonnets on? Now, if you have to run to your car real quick, go outside, your car right there, or you got to get the mail or something. But no, we can't be like having whole outings with our pajamas and our bonnets on. Even it's hot outside, and I know a lot of women don't want to sweat their hair out, but we got to figure out something else, because a bonnet is like a stocking cap. Like, remember you were younger, you got your hair braided and your mom made you wear a stocking cap? That's what a bonnet is. Bonnets belong in the bedroom. I just want women back. Like, I just want to look at women and we're showing up a certain kind of way, and we're not acting like men. Like, we're women. And that whole independent thing, I have to touch on that as well. We are self-sufficient. That means we can take care of ourselves. We have jobs. This independent, I don't need anybody, that's starting to like play out, because what's happening is we're screaming we're independent, we don't need anybody. And then, like, people like that, you're going to attract takers. Like, you're going to attract men that they're going to be like, oh, I don't have to do anything for her because she says she can do everything by herself. So you're going to attract a different kind of man than what you're seeking. So we can't complain about the men that we're attracting and we're choosing to be with if we're running around with our fists in the air saying that we're independent. No, we're self-sufficient. Okay, men are providers. Men are providers. They're supposed to. So I know that we become bitter when we make these choices to get in situations and we have that residue left over, and now we're walking around like all men are this and all men are that. First off, we never can make the statement that all men are anything because we haven't been with all men. No, it's just the men that you are entertaining. So if the men that you're entertaining doesn't fit into your purpose at this moment, then it's probably time for you to take some observations about yourself and see what you want to change. And then maybe you will attract the type of man that you are seeking. So that is it for now. I would like to thank you for tuning in for Just Daphne. This episode was brought to you by Teacher in Hills, where teachers are not born, they are built. You can go on teachersinhills.com to explore our business. Thank you. Mwah.